Hello and welcome to chair yoga. Let's start by taking a seat, and then you're going to move your hips forward so that you're sitting on the front half edge of your chair. And then take your knees about hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider, with your ankles right underneath your knees. And then reach back and shift your sit bones back and broad and use your hands to move the meat of your seat out of the way so that your pelvis can tilt forward, coming into alignment with the lower back. And then lift through your sides. Let's roll our shoulders back a couple of times. Make these really exaggerated circles. Stretch your chest, your upper back, and your shoulders. And then draw your shoulders onto your back and let them relax. You can let your arms hang at your sides or bring your hands to your thighs or your lap. And then lift through the very top of your head and let your eyes close. Take a big breath. And let your breath start to slow down. Let the muscles of your face relax as your shoulders melt away from your ears, your hips sinking deeper into your chair, and the weight of your legs are pressing your feet into the floor. Bring your hands together at your heart in Anjali Mudra and press your palms into one another. Then let your thumbs rest on your chest. Inhale and lengthen through your spine. Then exhale, bow your forehead down towards your hands. Take a big breath. Draw your shoulders farther down on your back, and then maybe tuck your chin a little bit farther towards your chest. Release your hands down to your legs and softly open your eyes, but keep your chin down towards your chest. Slowly roll your right ear to your right shoulder and take a big breath. Tuck your chin down towards your heart and then bring left ear to left shoulder. Let's take our head side to side one more time in these half circles. Stretching the sides and the back of the neck. Then with your head back in center, inhale and lift to your tall spine. We're going to heel toe our knees a little bit wider so that they are pointing in like a 45-degree angle, but you still want your knees, shins, ankles reaching straight down to support your feet. And then let your low belly tilt forward and lengthen through your sides. Right hand is going to come to your right knee. Left hand, you're going to reach out at your side. Turn your thumb down towards the ground. Then you're going to bend your elbow and let your hand rest on your hip. Then draw your left elbow and shoulder back. Press your right hand to the inside of your knee so that you start to twist to the left as far as it feels comfortable for you. Inhale to come back to center, and we're going to switch sides. So left hand comes to the inside of the left knee. Right hand, you're going to reach out at your side, turn your thumb down towards the ground. Bend your elbow and let your hand rest on your hip. Then draw right elbow, right shoulder back. Use an exhale to draw in your abdomen as you twist to the right. And then inhale and come back to center. This time, you're going to bend your right elbow and bring it down to your right knee or your thigh. Left hand to your hip. Draw that shoulder and elbow back as you start to open up to the left. Then take your top arm up towards the ceiling and then over your ear, and you can look down towards the ground. If that's not comfortable on your shoulders or your neck, you don't have to draw. You can take whatever variation feels good. Reach through your fingers, take a big breath. Top hand comes back to the hip, inhale to come to center. Drop left arm, left elbow to your thigh. Draw right shoulder and elbow back. You can even look up towards the sky as you reach your hand up. And then over your ear, you can look down towards the ground, but only take the variation that feels good for you. Actively reach through those fingers and take a big breath. Good, top hand comes back down, inhale to your tall seat. From here, we're going to heel toe our feet back in so that they are inner hip distance apart. You're going to use your hands to help cross right ankle over left knee. Now, if that's not comfortable, you can push your left foot a little farther out so you have a little bit more space. So wherever you decide to be, I want you to take a little shift side to side with your left knee. So you're kind of rocking your right lower leg from your knee to your ankle, side to side. So we're working through the hip here. Take a big breath. Good. And then with your knee back in center, let your pelvis tilt forward. You're going to bring your your left hand to your knee. Your right hand is going to reach out at your side, turn your thumb down. You're going to bend your elbow and let your hand rest on your right hip, or you can bring it to your low back or even around to your left hip. So wherever it feels comfortable. And then use your left hand at your right knee. Exhale and twist to the right. Good. Inhale and come back to center. Use your hands to help bring right foot to the floor. We're going to switch sides. So left ankle over knee. You can always adjust by reaching your right foot a little farther out from you. But let your pelvis tilt forward, lengthen through your sides, and then very gently start to sway your right knee side to side. So we're rocking our left leg now. This is real gentle movement here. And then let your knee come back and be still. Pelvis tilts forward, lengthen through your sides. Right hand is going to come to left knee. Left hand is going to reach out at your side, turn your thumb down, bend your elbow and let your hand come to your left thigh, your lower back, or even your right thigh. And then draw your shoulders back as you exhale and twist to the left. You might feel a nice deep stretch in the hip. Good. Then inhale and come back to center. Use your hand to bring that foot to the floor. You can stay where you are. I'm just going to turn sideways so that you can see. Okay, so from here, you're going to reach your feet out in front of you, footprints on the floor. And you'll notice I'm leaving a little bit of a bend in the knees, so I'm not locking out my legs. Little bend in the knees. You're going to bring your hands back to the back corners of your chair. Let your palms rest and lean back. And then draw your shoulders back. You've got a little bend in the elbows, so you're reaching your bent elbows towards one another. And then let your heart come forward as you look up towards the ceiling. Now you can stay right here taking some big breaths, or if you feel comfortable that your chair isn't going to move out from underneath you, you're welcome to press your hands and your feet into the floor, engage your core, and let your hips lift, coming to an upward facing dog. If that's not comfortable, just keep your hips on your chair. Good. Take one more big breath. And then let your hips come back down. Walk your hands forward. Bring your feet back underneath your knees. And we're going to stand up out of our chairs. Let's come to the left side of our seat. Take your feet hip distance apart, toes pointing towards your chair. And then you're going to walk your hands down your thighs and bring your hands to your seat. Good. So from here, shift your weight into your right leg. You're going to slide your left toes back. And then as you lift your left heel, you're going to flex your foot. Try to bring your heel in line with your hip if that feels comfortable. And then let your left hip come down, so left hip and right hip are lined up with one another. On your inhale, you're going to open your hips so your toes point to the wall. Exhale, let your hip come back to square with your toes pointing towards the ground. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. Good. Keep going with your breath. The next time that you open your hip, you're going to stay there. Now, if you feel stable and supported, bend your left knee, flex your foot, and reach through your footprint. Breathe into your left side. Good. Then go ahead and bring that foot down to the ground. Now, you might be able to stay where you are. I'm just going to move to the other side here. So feet still pointing towards your chair. You've folded at your hips, bringing your hands to your seat. Shift your weight into your left leg. Slide right toes back and then flex your heel as you lift your foot up off the ground. And then let your right hip come down so it's lined up with your left. Start to move with your breath. Inhale and open, toes point to the wall. Exhale and close, toes point down. Move with your breath. Good. Now the next time that you open your hip to the side, you're going to bend your knee, flex your heel, reach through your right footprint and breathe into that side. Good. Then let that foot come down to the ground. Give your hips a little shake. Bend your knees, walk your hands up your thighs to come to standing. And then we'll come around to our chair and sit comfortably all the way back. Hands together at your heart. Close your eyes and take a big breath. Honor yourself for taking this break today. Namaste.